Hi guys, my name is Chantel and this is Life with Lupus.
Yeah.
What's up everybody, my name is Chantel, but you can call me Lacy, and I'd like to welcome you to Life, Lacy, and Lupus. A lot of you asked for me to tell my story, so here I am. We'll be going on a journey to learn about lupus, what it's like being a mom having lupus, and just day-to-day things. I want to eventually offer resources for people, because a lot of African American people don't have the support that they need, including myself sometimes. So I want to be an outlet. Let's talk. I'll teach you about me, you teach me about you, and we'll go from there. Everybody wonders what is lupus. I wonder what lupus was. I was diagnosed in 2014, right after I had my baby, and you guys will meet her later on down the line. But when I was diagnosed, it kind of like threw me off a little bit, because I was like, oh, I'm dying, I have cancer, that's what this is. And so they're like, no, it's not cancer, but we want you to know it is very serious, it's very severe. And at that time, nobody was talking about it. Like, nobody knew what lupus was at that time. So by standard definition, lupus is an autoimmune disease or illness that basically attacks itself. So your body can't differentiate between good and bad cells, so it attacks everything. And in doing so, it attacks your vital organs. So I got lucky, and I have 3 different types of lupus, and it attacked my kidneys. So that's the lucky part. Not really. There are many different types of lupus. So when I went into the hospital, they thought I had an allergic reaction, which was the drug-induced lupus, because I was taking medicine for a urinary tract infection. So over the course of 3 weeks after having my daughter, I got sick. I started out with a really high fever of 105, and that's normal. I'm prone to having fevers out the blue for no reason. Then I felt like I was catching a cold, and then my throat started hurting really bad, and then my lips started swelling, and my mom's like, you need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, nah, it's an allergic reaction, it's okay. And so we ended up going to the emergency room for the what did we do? Oh, for my fever. Yeah, we went to the emergency room because I had a fever and we couldn't break it. And at that time, I was breastfeeding, so it got too hard to feed the baby, and your body's on fire. You feel like you got sent to hell or something. So you go to the field, like you go to the hospital, they give me an IV, pump me full of fluids, and send me on my way. I go home, I'm delirious. My mom asked me, when did you give birth? I said, I don't know. She said, look at me. I looked at her. She said, when did you give birth? I said, April. She said, April what? I said, I don't know. And she was like, there's something going on, so you need to go to the hospital. So my mom left, she went back to St. Louis, and my friend came over, and her mom, to see the baby, and her mom's a nurse, and her mom's like, you need to go to the hospital because something's not right. And I'm like, no. She's like, well, I'm taking the baby, I'm gonna give the baby a bath, and you're gonna leave, and you're gonna go to the hospital, and that's the end of it. I lost that battle. So we went to the hospital. So we get to the hospital, and they're like, oh yeah, what medicines are you taking? I tell them Cipro and K-Flex, of which I am allergic to. So they're like, all right, we're gonna do some blood work and admit you. And I'm like, great. So in the midst of the blood work, I start running the fever again. So pump full of medicine, missing my baby, stuck in the hospital. I think I was admitted for 4 days, and then finally got the answer of you have lupus, systematic lupus, and you also have lupus nephritis. So lupus nephritis basically is lupus that affects your kidneys, where your kidneys aren't pumping or filtering correctly, and you're spilling urine into your, not urine, you're spilling protein into your urine. And so they're like, we got to get your kidneys under control. You're spilling a lot of protein. So a normal number is between 100 to 500, and I was spilling 2,600, I guess, grams of protein into my urine. So basically my kidneys were pretty much shutting down slowly. And I also was diagnosed with lupus SLE. So that's the basic type of lupus. And I also have cutaneous lupus because it affects my skin as well. So I have 3 different types. There's SLE, cutaneous, discoid, and neonatal. And I will get into all of that